Welcome back to the swatching portion of my video. So these are my homemade swatch cards. They have holes punched in because they fit in my 4¼ by 5½ sketchbook. So that's why they look, homemade. That's because they are. So there's going to be some existing colors on these pages. Like you'll see, I've already got some. Those are the ones from the 36E and the skin tone set that I already had. So let's fill in the rest of them because I have a feeling this is going to be extremely satisfying. So here I've got BV00. So, oh, by the way, I'm going to do the A set first. So that is what I'm doing. So that is the first one from the Copic Ciao 72A set. It was BV00. Next, we've got BV02. Very convenient. So here we go. Oh, beautiful. I really love these colors. I'm going to be using these ones a lot for sure. BV04. It's really incredibly satisfying for me to see these colors filling in. I definitely like having everything. And finally, BV08. So finally, this is like 4 markers deep into a 72 set, but I mean finally for this side here, obviously. Oh, they're beautiful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I love blue violets. They might, I don't know. I want to say that they're my favorite, but I've got too many favorites. So I think that's it for BV. So we are going to head next door to the violets. So here I've got V04. Where are we at? There we go. Ooh, that's so pretty. Let's see. V09. V06 must be in the other set, because unless they're out of order. I feel like they wouldn't be out of order, though. Copic wouldn't do me dirty like that, would they? V12 up here. Oops, I lost the paper. It's really hard from the angle I'm at to be doing this, so let me go ahead and fix that. Very nice, very nice. And I've got wait a minute. Okay, I was about to say V17. So that must mean the rest of these suckers are with their brothers and sisters in the B set. So that's it for these. Let's see what color I've got next. RV. Sure is difficult to flip through these little pages I've made. There's a lot. I separated all the color groups into separate pages because I knew I was eventually going to get all these. So RV02. Here we go. Beautiful. RV04. That's a pink. That's a pink I am not going to be using very often. Just like almost like a highlighter. RV10 down here. Perfect. RV21. I might cut in, if I have editing software, now would be a good time for me to speed the video up so that you can just see these swatches going down. RV23. Oh, I like that one. These two I like a lot better. That's real bright. That's not going to come across on the camera, but it's like a highlighter pink. I don't know how the sound quality is actually going to be on this because I'm speaking from the back of my microphone over here, so probably not very good. But RV29 is next. Ooh, I like that. Nice color. And RV42. I think this is the last RV. Ooh, that's a really nice one. I am going to be using that. Salmon pink. No wonder I like it. I really like salmon-y colors. All right, who's next? R. Let me find my little R swatch card. Where you at? Here we go. Beautiful. So we've got R02. The cap of this guy looks pretty orange. What color are you? Rose salmon. Ooh, that sounds pretty. R02. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. That's very, very nice. I'm definitely going to use you. R20 is blush. I've heard about you, blush. I hear that lots of people like this color. Ooh, and I am going to be one of them. Do I have this one? No, I don't have that. I think I have T Rose or something like that. R27. Up here. It's a nice standard red. That's going to be a good red for Mothmanda eyes. R29. Right below. A little tiny bit darker. A little bit more intense. What have we next? R32. This one looks pretty. What are you called? Peach. Very, very pretty. R32 right next door. Ooh, that's really nice. I always hated Prismacolor's color that's called Peach. It's like really, really bright and fake looking. This one's actually a lot prettier. And R59 down here. Ooh, I like that. Very dramatic. All right, we are done with the R's. And what is next? We've got YR. YR, here we go. So YR00, these are colors I am probably going to be using an awful lot. These in the earth tones. Oh man, they're just so beautiful. YR02, right next door. Oh gosh, look at them. Let's see. YR04. I don't know why I'm announcing them to you, because you obviously can read, and I'm writing the color right below where the number is, but hey, don't knock it till you tried it. YR07. It's nice. These colors are not appearing on my webcam at all how they look in real life. They're really bright. They look kind of, you know, muted there, but nothing I can do about that. Color balance, what's that? YR20 up top there. Ooh, what are you called? Yellowish shade. I like the sound of that. And that's it for YR. We are ready to move to Ys. Beautiful, beautiful. Moving right along. Y00. That's nice. I like that guy. I like that guy right there. What do we have next? Y02. Here we go. Very, very nice. You know, I've wanted these markers for years, so, you know, I spent a lot of money on them, but it's not like this was really that impulsive of a purchase. You know, every young artist, especially one that's into anime and manga and all of that, I feel like pretty much all of them are like, Copic markers, my dreams. You know, I never thought I'd actually get them. I always thought I was a Prismacolor girl until I got these brush tips ruining in my life. Ooh, I like that one. It's kind of like a goldenrod-y, pretty color there. All right, and now we are ready for the YGs, other sets of colors that I like. Man, I don't know what to do about this here color balance, because like these guys are way off, but I'm trying my best. I'll post I'll probably post a scan of these swatches, or maybe better swatches than these notebook ones, to my website, poopnero.com, so that you can actually see them if you'd like. YG03, here we go. Ooh, I love it, I love it. Green's my favorite color, not when it comes to markers, but just in real life. YG06, yellowish green. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't know, I just love green. YG11, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try. YG11 down here. Oops, I moved the camera. Just roll with it. Move with me, guys. And YG41 up this here way. My handwriting's also terrible. Pay no mind. Well, that's called a yellow-green, but don't really look too yellow-green to me. YG67 down this here way. I guess I'll talk about my history with marker drawing. So when I was but a young, pathetic middle school child, my sister, my cool older sister, took an animation arts class, and she got to use Prismacolor markers. And of course, I, being the up and coming great young artist that I certainly thought I was, um, needed to have them too. So that year for Christmas, I asked for a set, and I got a small set. I forget. I think it was like, I don't know if it was like a 24 or something like that. And I was so excited. I was like, this is gonna make my career as an artist. This right here, these markers, because I was still at that art phase where I was like, it's all about the materials, and if you have the best materials, you're gonna be the best artist. That ain't how it works. So I got news for you, baby Amanda. Wasn't how it worked then. It ain't how it works now. But anyway, so I got those markers, and I grabbed my favorite, probably Sharpie, drew a picture on a piece of printer paper, and I grabbed the markers to color it in, and it bled all over the place and looked absolutely terrible. And I still remember the drawing. It was a drawing of my character. Her name was Tommy. Her actual name's Thomasina. She's named after a cat that I grew up owning. My little baby girl, Thomasina. And I drew her in a little denim jacket with a little denim, like, capri pants and a red and white striped tube top. She might have had squirrel ears and a tail at that point in her development, but she lost those later on down the line. And it just bled everywhere, and it ruined my drawing. And I was so mad that I put the markers away, and I didn't touch them again for like a decade. I used them once very briefly in high school, and I found them while cleaning my room, I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago, and I started to use them, and oh my god, I used them with cardstock, and what a difference that makes. Back then, I mentioned this briefly in my last video, I didn't really have access to good art supplies. Ooh, that's a beautiful color, BG09, blue-green. Oh, I'm all about it. I didn't really have access to good art supplies, so I grew up drawing, thinking printer paper was like the be-all, end-all of art supplies. And it's not. It's not good for drawing on, like, virtually at all. Come to find out, a lot of the problems I was having with those markers was that I wasn't using them on the right kind of paper or with the right kind of liners. And I did mention this last time again, and I'll say it again now. You don't need to use microns with these to line your work. Like, you can use all sorts of different cheaper, much cheaper markers. You don't need to use microns, guys, unless you're doing something that needs to be waterproof. Or, I mean, if you're doing something archival, but if you're trying to work, archivally with materials that are going to last, markers ain't the medium for you. I got news for you. Markers are going to fade. I did an experiment on that. Even high quality markers fade. So, I got cardstock that I had because I got into card making right around this time. And my sister worked at a print shop, and they would have like these scraps of like cover paper that would get thrown out. So sometimes she would bring them on home for me, and I would draw on them because I thought they were great. So that was my new like be all end all, was these scraps that my sister would throw to me, and I was like, hey, I'm an artist. But yeah, it turns out you actually need to use these on like an appropriate paper. What? So I just use cheap Georgia Pacific cardstock. That's my favorite right now because it's thick enough that it doesn't really bleed. If you use too thin paper, it's going to bleed through it. It's going to bleed all over everything. You're going to have a mess. It's going to ruin your drawing. If you use the wrong liners, you don't want to use an alcohol-based liner when you're using alcohol markers because they're going to interact with each other. The whole thing about alcohol markers is that they blend, and in order to do that, well, they're going to interact with other alcohol mediums. So I learned that the hard way, and you don't have to, but I can use cheap pens as liners, satisfy my inner frugal crafter. Shout out to Lindsay. Oh my gosh, she's like literally the best. If you haven't watched her videos, I mean, if you're watching this, you've probably seen her videos, but she's just so charming and wonderful. I hope you're enjoying this rant that I'm having. I don't even know if I'm going to edit this out or not, but oh, I've already got E00. So anyway, in my Copic marker journey, what led me here to buy these beautiful, beautiful, sweet angels. You know, I got drawing again with those Prismacolor markers on the cardstock my sister brought home, the scraps from her job, and I got into artist trading cards for a while. I didn't really give them out or trade them or sell them or anything. I just made them. I pretty much have all of the ones that I ever made. I don't know. Send me a comment if you want an artist trading card. Maybe we could trade them. But you know, I got into that and I busted out the Prismacolor markers and like, holy crap, I was actually having a really good time using them. It was great, you know. They blended nicely on the cardstock. I wasn't having all the bleeding issues that I was having with the printer paper. I used, you know, I'm like embarrassed to admit how long I considered printer paper like a fine art supply. Like it's not meant for that. Don't use it for that. It's garbage. It's, you know, most printer paper is barely even good for printing. So yeah, don't use it for your markers. So once I started using the right materials, I realized I really liked these. So I had a bunch of those really old Prismacolors. Fortunately, I had been storing them horizontally, like by coincidence. So they actually still worked like really well. And in fact, most of them still work. I don't think I've had one dry up. If I did, I added alcohol to it to like drag it out. That's going to dilute your ink. But who the hell cares if it's just going to get thrown out anyway? So if I can get more use out of it, I'm going to do that. So I started using them again. I was having a really good time. I like went nuts on Jerry's Artorama and I bought a bunch more to get a lot more colors, but you know, they're expensive. And I wasn't using the brush ones. I was using like, you know, the old school, really, I mean, I have like some straight up really old Prismacolors over here. I should grab some to show you. It's really funny because I've got like a freaking museum of old, really old Prismacolors. And you know, they're a high quality marker. The ink is great. It's nice and smooth. I'd go so far as to say that it's smoother than Copic ink, but the colors don't work as nicely together. I feel like they're too bright and they don't, you know, they blend well with their color families, but they're just kind of obnoxious. Like, I love them. I'm still using them. I'm going to use them, you know, until they dry up. And even after, probably. I'm going to swatch out this colorless blender just to make my OCD happy, even though we're not going to be able to see it once it dries. So we are up to the last one from the 72A set. But yeah, so I started using my Prismacolors again. I bought a bunch more Prismacolors. I was really happy with the work that I was producing with them. So then, you know, I had decided I was going to buy those Bianco markers after I tried the Copics and I really liked the skin color set. Sorry I'm making all these noises. I'm multitasking over here. So I bought the Bianco markers. I started using them. I felt like I had this like moment where I felt like an artist again because I struggled, you know, I struggle with depression and a lot of other issues, and I don't often feel like an artist, and I lose my creativity when I'm in a bad place. So I bought these markers and I felt like they brought joy in my life. So I, you know, I started using them again, and my sketchbook's full of color now. It's great. I use those markers a lot. I use them for like little mini comics and stuff that I do. So who cares if, you know, I'm not a professional artist if I'm happy. So kind of got into some sad territory there. So as I said, when I did the unboxing portion of this video, I got some bad news earlier this month, which I don't want to talk about. It's not really my news to talk about, and the rest of my month is going to be a little rough, and I could use a little pick-me-up, so I splurged and bought these markers that I've obviously wanted for years, and I don't know, let's see what I can make with them. Not in this video, though. This is a swatching video. So now I've opened the 72B set, and we're ready to finish out these swatches, man. BV13. I'm sorry if this is boring. I'm really enjoying this. It's very relaxing for me. I'm just kind of rambling. I probably didn't even finish half the thoughts that I brought up, but ooh, I like you. What's your name? Deep reddish blue. He's real upfront about what he's about, and I appreciate that deep reddish blue. Next, BV23. Oh, I love how these cards are filling out. It's going to be complete. Those two are very, very similar colors. I mean, they're obviously very close numerically, so of course they would be Copic in their numbers. It actually makes sense. But, ooh, that's almost black. What you called? Slate. I like you, Slate. And the BV31. This guy's real light. Pale lavender. Ooh, ooh. I like you, Pale Lavender. How you doing? Was I talking about something? I just keep getting interrupted by how beautiful these colors are. It's a good problem to have. V06. This is really nice. Lavender. Where's V06? Where's V00? Do I have that? Am I missing one? What happened? Did I swatch them wrong? I did. Oops, I screwed up. Oh well. Don't worry about it. V06. That one that I grabbed the wrong marker. This guy is V000. That makes a lot more sense. No, wait, I don't think I screwed up. I just screwed up the order because I thought I put this one here, but that's obviously a very different color. So, I didn't screw up. Oh, man. I'm getting too distracted here. I gotta stop rambling, but it's so much fun. Ooh, Mallow. Let's see how you look. Ooh, that's nice. Talking about my marker journey, my journey through marker life. I mentioned that I bought those Bianyo markers, and I actually started making YouTube videos too. Around the beginning of this year, I had like a pretty tragic thing happen in my life. Affected me a lot, and I've made some big changes to my life this year. You know, I think I'm becoming a better person, a more chill person. Up until this point in my life, I had aspirations to like actually be a professional artist. And I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I don't actually really want that because, you know, I like art as like, this is another color I'm not going to use very often. That's really bright. You know, I enjoy art as, you know, making stuff for myself. And I feel like when I was trying to be a professional artist, it wasn't about me anymore. I wasn't making things for me. I was making them for other people, and I wasn't as happy with them. And that's why I kind of like this YouTube thing, because it's really for me too. If you're enjoying it, that's great, but that's not what this is about. So, ooh, I like that. This is about me enjoying my supplies, because I'm gonna buy this stuff anyway. I didn't buy these markers for you guys. I bought them for me. So, you know, that's what this is about, and this is what my life is about right now. Is, you know, figuring out who I want to be. You know, from here, I don't know if I want to get into everything, but I mentioned briefly that I have like depression issues and all that, but I also have these like weird, I don't know, I like disassociate from myself a lot too, and you know, I feel like a new person since I made some changes in my life this year. You know, I don't mean that like, you know, it's a new beginning. I mean that like I literally feel like a new person, but the new person that I feel like is also a lot like, you know, the older version of myself that I kind of previously abandoned. Ooh, I like you a lot, Light Prawn. Good name. You know, so I'm kind of coming to terms with the new me. I've got a new job. Just in general, you know, I'm enjoying being a hobbyist more. You know, it'd be nice if other people enjoyed what I made too, but as I said, that's not what this is about. This is about me doing stuff for myself, buying supplies that I like, you know, using them if I want to use them. If I don't, if I make videos, that's great. If I don't make videos, who cares? I don't really have a lot of subscribers, you know, looking forward to these videos. You know, if you like them, that's great. You know, I really appreciate that, but I'm more doing this for myself. So maybe not the soundest, business model, not that I have one. I'm not running a business. I am myself. Man, the colors are really off in these swatch videos, but oh well. Maybe I can figure out some color balancing software once I have edit, because I'm not going to be able to post this without, editing it together anyway. And who knows, maybe I'll mute this and cut all this dialogue out, because I kind of got into some stuff I didn't really want to talk about, personal stuff, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll be rewatching this later. Oh my gosh, it's already been like half an hour. Whew. Sorry guys, but I am having a grand old time. So what I do with these, I've got the 2 holes punched, I've got book rings, and I put them in my sketchbook so that when I'm sketching with markers, I can, tell which color I want to use. I say sketching with markers. I don't sketch with markers. That's another one of my, I grew up not poor, but frugally. We had a budget, and you don't waste stuff, So these are precious, expensive, fine art supply markers. I'm not gonna sketch with these, and I see people using them on watercolor paper, and my brain wants to die. And sure, the end result is beautiful, but that sucks up all of your beautiful, expensive Copic ink. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, why? I can't, bro. Ooh, that's nice. I already forgot what I was talking about because I'm so appalled by people that use these on watercolor paper. Oh, sketching with markers. I don't use them to sketch. These are not a sketch tool for me. These are a coloring, if I sketch something that I liked with a marker that's friendly with these, I'll go in and color it. And then I have, I have it around here. I have this little chipboard cutout page that I slide behind so that when I color, when it bleeds, because it's going to bleed because these are alcohol markers, it doesn't get on the page below it. And then see, when I'm actually coloring a real sketch that theoretically is going to look good is the plan, I'll you know how they bleed through, I'll take that other side and I'll line it too so that I get more line art practice. So instead of using bleed through as a problem in my sketchbook, it's more of a drawing exercise, which I like a lot. Maybe I'll show you guys my sketchbook in another video. Oh man, I used to be so embarrassed to show people my sketchbooks. They were really embarrassing, but I have no shame anymore. In my most recent depression this year, I have conquered shame. That's my running gag that I tell myself, but it's kind of true. I used to have a lot of issues, being unhappy with who I was, and the new me ain't about that life. You've got, your body's all you've got. Not really. That's not really what I'm trying to say with this. But I mean, there's no reason I should be unhappy with my body. It's just a flesh bag. There's so much more to me than how I look. And if people, want to judge me for what they see, that's on them. So it's been a big year for my confidence, at least physically. I feel like sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom to pull yourself back on up to the top. Not that I'm at the top. I wouldn't say I got my life together, but things are certainly looking better for me today than they were a long time ago. I talk about 8 months ago like a long time ago, but I was in a pretty dark place. Sometimes that happens, and things are much better now. I've got a really nice job. Yeah, I've got some concerns. This is also beautiful. Duck Blue, good name. Oh man, it's just so satisfying to make these swatches, and I'm almost done. And I'm almost done my whole set of Copic Ciaos, and then I'm not going to have anything to swatch anymore. So, like, what am I going to do with myself? Oh, man, so many beautiful colors. Oh, so many beautiful colors. Oh, I didn't even check to make sure I'm putting these in the right spots. They're just so well organized. Copic, brah, you got my back. Your organization skills are on point. My OCD is pleased with the arrangement of these markers, with these swatches that I haven't screwed up yet, even though I thought I did for a second there. Pale blue gray, I like the looks of you. Ooh, that's really, really pale blue gray, but I'm all about that. So I really, like I mentioned at the beginning of my other portion of this video, wherever that was, you know, that was a really terrible swatch. Oh, that's so nice. Much better. Light hydrangea. Beautiful. I already forgot what I was in the middle of saying. That's not the first time that's happened in this video. Oh, I was saying I liked the really light pastel colors, and you know, with cheaper markers like Crayola and stuff like that, you don't get those really beautiful light colors because those are really difficult to make, I think, for markers. You gotta go with these fine art supplies to get the good looks. Man, we're really getting close to the end here, guys. Oh, I'm gonna be so sad. E11, didn't I already swatch that? Yes, this must have been in my skin tone set. Oh man, I'm gonna be so sad when this is over. Like, this has been something I've been looking forward to for like literally years. I mean, I know that there's still the Copic sketch markers, which are available in more colors, which one day I'd love to have. But I feel like I should be satisfied with this collection of markers that I've amassed. E49. I mean, who wouldn't be satisfied? Oh, they're just beautiful. I can't wait. I can't wait. I drew myself a bunch of like line art pictures to color in with these so that I could get some practice. Ooh, that's nice. Eggshell. Funny, I was talking about my character Tommy like a million color swatches ago, and I had another character that was from like the same comic idea. I thought I was going to be like the next big comic artist. You know, it was like gonna happen. That was my aspiration in middle school and a little bit beyond, I'm ashamed to say. But anyway, one of the first Prismacolor colors that I bought outside of that little set of markers I had was called Eggshell. And I used that one a lot. I think it was called Eggshell. I used that one a lot because I really liked pale characters. I had another character from that same story. His name was Matt, and he was super, super pale. He was actually supposed to be albino. E93. Ooh, I already have E93. I was about to say I was, and I used that color for his skin. It was like a yellowy, sickly color, and you know, I really loved it at the time. But like looking back, I've still got that marker. I've got, where's my swatch book? I'm sure I have it in here. I have like other swatch pages where I compare the colors that I have. Ah, here we go. Prismacolor Eggshell. And then like compare that to these colors. Like these, I don't know, they just look like not as nice. Not as nice. You know, I love these colors. You know, I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these all together. That's another thing with alcohol markers is they all play nicely together. So you don't have to stick to one brand. You can use whatever your little heart desires. Oh man, we're so close. We only got a couple more left. So maybe one day I'll get the Copic sketch markers, but maybe I'll be a professional artist then. That's like not my aspiration right now, but I can't imagine dropping that kind of money for a full set of those. I know I've already got a lot of the same exact inks here. Like a lot. Like I just like doubled my marker collection in literally a day. Anyway, here's my last one. Hopefully you've enjoyed this rant if you managed to stick through it, if I didn't already edit it out. But look at my children. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. They're so beautiful. Look at them all. Look at them all. I love them. I love you. Thanks for watching.